Let's talk healthcare fraud in San Francisco. That's Noelle Bellow, a KRON TV news anchor who DM'd me about a photo I took of her the last 420 Hippie Hill celebration in San Francisco. To understand how any of this is possible, you have to understand that San Francisco has universal healthcare, which along with other things is what allows this type of financial fraud to happen. So basically in June 2020, I go to the hospital with symptoms and get diagnosed with congestive heart failure. After a 2-week stay in the hospital, I pull all my medical records and find a record for 2017 for a hospital visit that never occurred. I bring this up to the hospital staff and my doctors to get it corrected. However, they begin giving me the runaround as if it is not important to correct the record and find out why it exists in the first place. The hospital and the various city agencies fight against me correcting the record to the point I was falsely accused of a hate crime for trying to correct it. So I'm dealing with that when I get a DM from Noelle about the picture that I took of her a few years ago. She says my art is important, and I thank her for that. However, there's many other important issues like medical fraud going on that have not reported on. I need help in addressing. I hadn't heard from Noelle, but I did get a phone call from another medical provider that apparently my previous doctor dropped me, and I needed to sign up with them. I need medical care, but because the medical care I receive now is based on referring to a fraudulent medical record, in order to receive appropriate medical care, the fraudulent medical record needs to be corrected. What you're going to hear is what it's like to have universal health care and try to address and correct fraudulent records. If I had private insurance, it's not likely the fraudulent record could have been produced without someone questioning it when it was done. I would have received a bill, etc. I'm not sharing this to be pro or anti-universal health care. Factually, it likely saved my life. However, it could also end it prematurely. I'm not a news reporter. This is one of many related phone calls and events. For this phone call, realize that I have congestive heart failure and need medication and doctor's visits to survive. There's the healthcare provider who's calling me and my previous doctors who are aware of this, and they'd rather put my health at risk than correct a fraudulent medical record. And while I may not have evidence that is the reason why they are doing that, there is plenty of evidence that when various city agencies, officials, and possibly news reporters don't report fraud, is because they're knowingly part of it.
Hi, good morning. Can I speak to Charlie, please?
Susan.
Hi, this is Leah from San Francisco Community Health Center. The reason why I'm calling is because we have been assigned as your primary care provider by San Francisco Health Plan, and we're just checking to see if you already have a primary care provider or if you'd like to sign up and receive services with us.
Well, I need a provider.
You do?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay, perfect. Can I get your email?
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, the issue is, I guess what I'm confused on.
You're ready.
Hold on. I guess what the issue is, I already had a provider, and I'm not really sure what happened other than I've asked that provider to correct the medical record and has refused to. Hello?
Hello? Sorry. My phone is acting up. I'm so sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So I already had a provider, and they're not in community. Where are you calling from again?
I'm calling from San Francisco Community Health Center on 730 Polk Street.
Yeah, so this is what I'm not really understanding. My provider is supposed to be with San Francisco General Hospital. What's happened with San Francisco General Hospital is I've asked them to correct the medical record. That has become a whole big deal. And I've had zero communication with them. Now you're calling me to sign up for a provider, but I've already previously addressed the fact that what the big issue that's going on is my medical record isn't correct, and that has to be talked about before I can speak to any provider.
Okay. I'm sorry. We get a bunch of names with the name and phone number to call to see if they are looking for a care provider. I'm not sure.
No, I understand what you're saying, but the issue is exactly what I am saying. Right now,
okay.
I have a actual provider that has just basically ghosted me and has put my name on a list and asked you to call me, and I understand that aspect of it. However, what still needs to be addressed is my medical record is incorrect, and obviously that needs to be corrected first before we can move forward. In other words, signing up with a new provider with you doesn't solve the issue, what I'm dealing with right now, which is I need to get my medication refilled. I can kind of get it refilled through you, but ethically that's also an issue as well, because realistically we haven't really spoken, and you wouldn't have a correct medical record from me. So the actual doctor who knows my medical record right now is the person who has provided my name as if there's a reason that I should know of, or there's other ways valid for me to be given to another provider, and this other provider also as well would be going off of incorrect information. So I get that you're in a situation where you were just simply given my name as part of a list, but you were given my name as part of a list incorrectly, and I'm trying to address that. And so
Okay.
I don't know what to do about that.
Okay. I I wish I could help you on this part. I'm very sorry what is going on. And if you want, I can give you my our information and phone number if you do decide if you want to fill out the intake form.
It's not about that again. So obviously, I have congestive heart failure. Again, I need a refill on my medication. As far as I know, I already have a provider. That provider has provided you, for some reason, my name on a list to be transferred there. That creates two separate issues. One of them can be solved during this phone call, one of them can't. One of the issues is that the medical record is incorrect. The other issue is whether or not and how you want to proceed with that information.
Okay, so
in other words, when you say fill out an intake form, do I fill out an intake form and say, hey, my medical record is incorrect, how do you want to handle that, and then have the doctor handle that?
I totally get what you're saying, but I was just saying if you do change, or whenever you do get that situation fixed, I can give you the information if you do decide that you want to switch over to a different...
It's not about a decision, again, so that's where you need to kind of just get to the logical reality here. It's not, I haven't made any decisions, I can't make any decisions. Right now, it's all about things about you. So, again, that doesn't end there. So the reality is, the doctor has made a decision. I am making a decision that I need to see a doctor. You are a doctor who can provide services. Again, the only thing that needs to be solved is I can't have you provide services that ethically would make no sense with incorrect information. So the main thing that just needs to be handled is...
Get it that you have to get that fixed. Okay, I understand.
No, I don't. So you don't understand, because I don't have to get that fixed in order to deal with you. All I need to know is how you deal with that.
Well, we can't do anything until we get the correct information from your... Look, I just make the phone calls. I didn't know that it was going to lead to this.
No, I understand that, but that is what it is. And so, how does that get solved?
You would have to call your care provider and make them.
No, again, you're not understanding things. So
I do understand, but I'm
no, you're not. You're not. You're not even letting me finish. You're not letting me finish. Again, you're not understanding things because I've explained them more than once. I'll explain it again. As far as me and you are concerned, as far as me getting a provider through you, the only concern is how do you deal with the correct information. Now, it's understandable that you don't have that information. As you said yourself, you were not expecting that to happen. It is not a common experience, but that is exactly why you can't continue to approach it as if it is a common experience. So in other words, at this point, it is appropriate that there be more information given. In other words, it's not just about filling out the intake form, because as you said, that wouldn't solve the information. It would be about communicating with others within your office as to how best to handle this.
Okay, would you like me to call somebody so they can help you with that situation?
Well, again, so that's a situation in which you know best. It may be that you hang up the phone and then you speak with your manager and say, hey, this is what's going on. It may be best to try to handle it now. It may be best, as you said, with email. I don't know because I don't work there. What I do understand is that it does require more than this just one phone call in order to be able to answer those questions. It would seem to be...
Would you like me to ask someone else to call you? Maybe they can...
It's not about what I would like. See, that's what I'm saying to you. It's not about what I would like. You understand? You're at work. So what it is about is what you're able to do. So you're not able to answer everything at this phone call. So it's about what can you do. So again, I can't answer what you can do.
If you don't want that, we can...
No, you asked me what I would like. No, understand this. You asked me what I would like. You did not say what you could do. So if you want to state what you can do, sure, we can proceed that way.
Okay, so I guess I'm sorry for calling you, and I hope you have a good day.
What do you mean? I'm not. Why are you sorry for calling me? Again, there is a situation that needs to be solved. Where in your head...
I just told you what I can do for you.
You did not state what you could do.
Help you in that situation, but you're still cutting me off on it.
No, you haven't stated anything.
I can get you somebody to help you with that situation who's better educated on your situation.
Yes, and then you proceeded to ask me how.
Correct answer. How about that?
I'm sorry.
That? Because I do want to help you. I understand you're frustrated. I totally get it. But,
so again, so how?
That I could think of that would be able to help you, or they could find resources for you to fix your situation that you have right now.
Those are two separate issues. Again, you're not focusing on your job.
I heard both situations.
So again, so on your end,
who can help you with that situation, but
again, what?
That's up to you.
Again, repeat yourself because you're just talking. So repeat yourself.
I said I can call someone who can help you who's better educated with, who might be able to help you with your situation, or can give you a better answer than I can right now, because no matter what I'm saying, you're still going to find two situations that you're trying to explain to me, and I can't help you with that. So I can find somebody who can help you with that situation.
Okay, now you're just saying like empty words.
Because
what situation? Again, let's get situated. I know we're trying to argue with you. Again, this is what's odd about it. We're just trying to get situated. The fact of the matter is, I need a provider. So let's stay with that. That's the fact. You are that provider. You were given my name because you are that provider. That's a fact. So no one's arguing with you about that. In fact, it's the exact opposite, and it's difficult to understand how you're living in some fantasy world in which you think I am arguing with you about two facts. I want you to be the provider. You are supposed to be that provider. Okay, so stop. So stop right there. Stop right there and get into reality. You called me because you are supposed to provide something. I want you to provide it.